Hey y'all, it's time for another plan with me. If you're new here, I'm Beth, and we're kicking off September 2024, which is mildly wild. Every time a new month has started this year, I'm like, what? It's a whole situation. I don't even want to talk about it. It has just been one of those years that is just going by in a blip, just super, super fast. This is my Sterling Ink Common Planner. We're gonna set up for the week. We're gonna do our 52 lists project for the week. And I've done a thing. So most of y'all know I had switched from my everyday carry pen, which, if I can pick it up without dropping it, was the Sharpie S Gel 0.38 for this planner. I use a 0.7, I think, for other planners. And I've had this fountain pen, this Lamy Safari fountain pen, for a long time. It's like training wheels. I've said that before. For fountain pens, it uses a cartridge, it makes it a whole lot easier. And this month, my theme is, let me jump back here, is the amethyst door for September. Still have my nails on, my purple nails. I swear they're my favorite. And so I did a thing. I bought a purple Lamy Safari fountain pen because, again, I find fountain pens intimidating, and these are easy. And they're also not that expensive. But I bought purple cartridges to go inside it for the month of September. So yeah, whole new vibe. So we're going with a different color ink. I know, those of you who have your currently inked spreads and are constantly switching out your ink from this to that and this pen and that pen and your 50 fountain pens. No. I actually do love watching your videos, but I don't think that's for me. I don't mind having one or two of them around, and I just felt a little extra this month, and so it was kind of like one of my birthday presents to self was to buy another fountain pen, albeit not an expensive one, and one that's easy to manage because it also takes cartridges. So that's what we're gonna do. Oh, so I have my fountain pen that we're gonna do some things with. I'm thinking maybe I'm gonna use both. I'm thinking maybe I'm also going to use the black one when we get down here into what I'm doing for the week. And I've realized all of a sudden that I used my little metal stencil somewhere and I have to go retrieve it. All right, I have it. It was on the far end of my desk, a fairly lengthy desk because I film on one side and then on another side is my computer and stuff. All right, this week we have a new moon. So we're gonna put a moon up here. And then even in Arkansas, we have this hint of fall. And I don't know, I feel like it's a little early for us. I feel like we don't normally get this sort of hint at cooler weather until mid-September to October. But it's going to tease us a little bit this week. I don't know what next week's going to look like. It'll probably skyrocket back up to the 90s. For this week, it's teasing us. I have some forest out the back side of my apartment, and I'm looking out there, and there are hints of yellow leaves in addition to some of our cooler temperatures. It's just astonishing. It's just, I don't know. We actually got a spring this year. I normally joke around with people that we get about 10 good days of spring and 10 good days of what feels like traditional fall. And other than that, it's summer, winter. We don't really have much of that in between. But this year, we had much more spring-like weather. There were more days that the temperatures were spring-like temperatures, and the humidity, and that's the big thing with us, is the humidity. The humidity was low, so it felt pleasant. And going into this week, kind of have a little bit of a similar situation. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the weather in here. It's all over the place. So Monday and Tuesday, it's in the 80s and cloudy, partial sun, partial cloud. But it's below 90. Like right off the bat. September 1st. Like today, it's in the 80s today. Just right off the bat. August ended and our weather said, let's drop down into the 80s. And we all went, really? You're gonna give us fall so soon? And yes, 80s is fall for Arkansas. And then on Wednesday, it's gonna rain all day and the high is 78. What? Who are you, September? Let's just have some rainy fall days. Again, I think it's false advertising. I think it's gonna change. And then it's 80 with some rain on Thursday. I'm home Wednesday and Thursday. I'm working, but I'm working from home Wednesday and Thursday. And so I'm glad I don't have to be out in the rain, because I'm going to tell you right now, when a single raindrop falls from the sky, everyone in Arkansas forgets how to drive. It becomes lunacy out on the roads. All right. It's almost worse than when it snows, because people think they can drive, but they can't. All right. And then we're going to go get a little bit warmer for the end of the week. We'll still have some lingering clouds on Friday. And then Saturday and Sunday, it's supposed to be 80 and sunny. Yo, I'm gonna have to find something to do outside that Saturday and Sunday. I haven't made plans yet because I just looked at the weather today, getting ready to film this, and I'm just thinking, gonna have to go outside on the weekend. It's just gonna have to be a thing that I do. Now tomorrow, while it's cloudy, it is a holiday here in the US. It is Labor Day, so I do not have to go to work. So a friend of mine and I are having dinner tonight, since we don't have to get up in the morning and go to work. And we haven't picked a place yet. We gotta figure out where we're going. So I'll text her when I'm done filming this and say, yo, have you figured out where you want to eat? All right, now last week, I had this weird remote for 3 days situation because I couldn't park where I'm supposed to park. And I was also supposed to have an apartment inspection either Wednesday or Thursday. They canceled it for the second week in a row. It was originally supposed to be this week. And they canceled it and moved it to this week. And now they've canceled it and moved it to this week. So I've changed my work schedule again. So not only am I not at work on Monday, I'll go into work on Tuesday, which I found out last Tuesday when I was in the office, because I don't really pay that close attention to everybody else's remote days. Everyone is in the office on Tuesdays except for me. Came in, yeah, it's crowded. There are people everywhere, people talking, having a good time, water cooler chit chat. I was like, holy shit, everybody's in the office on Tuesdays but me. So I don't know, I might change my office days. Like I might flip-flop Tuesday and Wednesday. I don't know, because Wednesdays there's like no one in the office and my extroverted self struggles to be there. It's just a miserable day because it's like I might as well be working from home. I was in the office on Tuesday and I thought, oh wow, everyone's here. Let's put in apartment inspection. Not that I'm going to forget it. The only reason I'm here is because they want somebody to assume responsibility for pets. They want you to lock up your pets. And I don't cage my cats or anything. Like if you can't open and close a door without letting my cats out, that's your problem. Maintenance has had to come in and do things like change filters or call in a plumber. They managed to come in and out the door without letting my cat out the door. It's stupid. How much do we love this purple? This ink is so good. It's so good. Okay. And then here we'll put office on Tuesday, remote on Wednesday, remote on Thursday. We'll see if they actually come inspect my apartment, and office on Friday. And I'm not normally in the office on Fridays either, so that's always a little weird for me. All right, question. Do I want to use black ink for? I think I will. For just making this line and marking where my meetings and things are. I don't have a heavy week, at least not yet. And I've just been making a straight line on my work hours and a box around time that's blocked off. If it's an open box, that's personal time. If it's a stripey box, that's a work-related meeting. So tell me, what did y'all do this week? I, had the work things. And then I think I had mentioned in my plan with me last week, maybe my September plan with me, that on the border, the Mexican chain restaurant is doing unlimited tacos for $10 right now. And my son and I try to have a date every couple of weeks at the very least. And I sent him a text that said, yo, you want tacos? So Thursday for lunch, we went out and got some tacos and had good conversation time. And then, of course, I do his custom, very artistic bullet journal. And it's time to set up for September. So we had some conversations about that. I'm still working on it. It's September 1st. I told him I'd try to have it by tomorrow for him. So we did that. And then Saturday, which was yesterday, my cousin had been wanting to see It Ends With Us, which is fine. I'll go see the movie. I'm probably never going to read a Colleen Hoover book. They're just not something that's in my wheelhouse. So we went to see that yesterday and then got some late lunch, early dinner. So it was like 4:15. The movie let out. And that movie theater is an AMC that is in like one of those outdoor walkable mall situations. So we just walked to one of those restaurants, got some Chinese food, and had a great time. Left there, walked to an ice cream shop, got a cup of ice cream, sat outside because it was only 80 degrees. And then there was a pop-up storm. Now, out of all of these days that I had put my little lightning bolt last week, did not rain. I guess a little bit yesterday because we had this pop-up storm, but it was just rain. There was no lightning, there was no thunder. And, our forecast had been calling for thunderstorms Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And it's Sunday now. And we might have a pop-up rain, but I don't think it's going to thunderstorm. I think that, again, was a big fat lie. All right. So Labor Day, I kind of have some loose plans for tomorrow. I mean, the main things that I'm going to do are just get my apartment ready for Wednesday. Make sure all the floors are mopped and all of that sort of stuff. I'm doing laundry right now in between all of this for the weekend. I typically, when I work from home on Tuesdays and Fridays, which is my normal standard, I try to do laundry and things when I'm working on Friday. That way I don't have to do it on the weekend. Like, it's just done and I can roll into enjoying my weekend. All right, so on the 3rd, I have the MVP surprise for the MVP for the month for September 2024 in our organization to pop up with our CEO and surprise that individual. So I was going to have to be on campus anyway. And then Wednesday, we have a normal biweekly staff meeting on Wednesday mornings. I'm going to take an early lunch because I am on the executive committee of another organization and we meet at noon now that I've joined that. And then I have an events meeting on Thursday. It'll be the first time that I'm remote. It's always hybrid. There's always 2 or 3 of us in a conference room in person and then 2 or 3 people on the Zoom. This time I'll be on the Zoom. And then normal lunch that day. And then on Friday, there is a bullet journaling and ADHD event in the bullet journal community. So I'm going to try to sit in on that. And because it's personal time, I'm combining it with my lunch. So it'll be at 11-ish. And I'm sure I'll be doing mostly listening. So I'll just turn off my camera and eat at the same time. All right. I am going to put a place up here for waiting on. But one of the things that I am going to do for September is a little bit of a no-buy again. There is a book that I've pre-ordered that's coming on the 17th. So this only goes to the 8th. I'm just going to roll it from week to week to week so that I know. I don't currently have anything else coming. And like I said, I'm going to do a little bit of a no-buy. There is a caveat, and that caveat is that all the planner launches are happening. All the planner launches for 2025 are happening. Again, it's been another week. I still don't know if I'm going to get a Sterling Ink Common Planner. There was a launch today for the Sterling Ink Common Planner, like the B6 and the Pocket and whatever the sizes I don't get. If I get one, it'll be an A5. And the fervor, I mean, people are already posting on social media 3 minutes in, and my planner was sold out. And I know Catherine from Sterling would restock them. I don't want to be in that stress. And like I said, I haven't made up my mind yet. So I don't know if I'll be in a Sterling Ink Common Planner next year. We'll decide again before the 15th because that's when the launch is for the A5s. I just don't know. My mental health doesn't want to be in the midst of all of that brouhaha. And, it's bad enough when you have to be on Ticketmaster, hitting refresh 2 hours before an event goes on sale so that you can get in queue when you really want tickets. I did that for Queen tickets last year, and just too much stress. In fact, I hopped onto the Chicago Queen ticket sales so that I could see how they were laying out the venue and what the prices were in different areas around the stage. And then hopped on to the Denver sale so that I knew exactly where to go and what tickets I knew I could afford and which ones I could avoid because they're VIP and all of that sort of thing. But I don't want that much stress and trial and tribulation in just purchasing a planner. I'll be honest, we're going back and forth between Sterling Ink and a bullet journal, and not a creative one. Just buying the official bullet journal and doing my thing. And it would be very, very minimal. And I'm still wavering. Probably will waver a lot in the next couple of weeks. If you want a video on me brainstorming what I think I need, let me know down in the comments below. I have a whole lot more thoughts about people who've never purchased a planner before getting caught up in this mess. I don't think they need to get caught up in planner frenzy if you've never ever used a paper planner before. It's just a problem waiting to happen. Okay, I'm kind of now wishing that I had written waiting on in black. It's fine. All good. But I need my weekly sticker so that we can do our weekly reflection down here. So let me grab those that I printed out for myself. These are my daily stickers and week stickers. I haven't cut them out yet. So yeah, I need week 36. Okay, now I've got it trimmed down. So that we can just snip it off. And I've been keeping those in this middle pocket here when I need them. And speaking of weekly rituals, my last video was on weekly and monthly rituals. And I have a workbook for them if you want to go pick that up. But one of the things that I also am thinking about doing, because I think I want them for myself. So patrons, really pipe up if you would be interested in me making journal cards that have the prompts on them and making those available in the Patreon as well. You'd still have to print them yourself and, cut them out. But I'm thinking about doing a journal card for my weekly ritual and a journal card for my monthly ritual so that I have them handy to reference when I'm looking back at the prompts and things that I want to ask myself. So let me know if you would be interested in me making journal cards to go with those down in the comments below. All right, I am going to draw a dividing line just for my eyes. So here is the accent color I'm using. This is very light Tombow 620 for the month. And we will put it right next to week 36. and slide it across. Now, what's missing? I don't have a quote for this week. I just haven't had time to think about one. I've been using a quote down here. This is the week that I did no plan with me, and I just wrote in the quote. I didn't even make it like block letters or anything. And I might come in and add one before tomorrow, maybe not. I don't know. I just haven't looked one up. It was kind of an afterthought for me, and I've just decided it's okay if I don't put one in. It's not going to be the end of the world if I don't put one in. All right, but what we do need to do is hop back here. I had not put in these goals when I did my September plan with me. So again, a little bit of a no-buy September with the caveat of buying planner things, planner-related things, just because it's the season, not because I just want to buy them. But, you know, the Hobonichi launch was what, last night? Maybe, question mark. Sterling started their launches today and are repeating every Sunday. It's just a lot. Career and creativity. This says identify role/purpose. And that's just because I'm struggling currently with my current role and the unclear expectations. But going into September is the time that we have to do our evaluations. Like I have to do a self-evaluation and then give it to my boss and she'll do my evaluation. So there's some things that need clarifying. And the evaluation time is the time to do that. 1 friend date per week for relationships. And that typically hasn't been a problem. I'm really going to try to put a focus on my physical wellness this month. Now, there's some block in my brain about physical wellness, and I have to just deal with it because when I was younger, and I've mentioned this before, like I was that athlete. It just came naturally to me. I was just always in a perpetual state of movement. And then, you know, adulthood hit. I had children very, very young. I immediately started taking antipsychotics that cause weight gain, and it's just been a battle ever since. And I need to stop making excuses and so do some things. So I kind of have a plan, but it's about determination at this point. Not motivation, determination. It's about being persistence and just saying, it's like when I went back to school. I went back to school as an adult, single mom with 2 kids and a job. And yet I managed to get my degree. I managed to graduate. I managed to graduate summa cum laude. I mean, if I can do that, I can grab my physical health by the horns and do something about it. And then for my spirit, I'm still tossing around trying to plan a trip home. We wanted to do that in 2024 to go to Kenya for my 50th birthday. Finances being the way they were this year with everything that happened at the beginning of the year was not an option. So I want to try to price that out for 2025 and see if I can actually make it happen. So that's a goal. And then y'all saw me had up cool stuff. All right, list 36, and then we will start daily planning, you know, do daily logs on the other side of here. Here is the 52 lists project book. We're getting closer to the end. Last week was list the obstacles that stand in the way of facing your dreams. And I filled in 3 or 4 things, and they are all deeply personal. So I'm not gonna show y'all. Maybe I'll reach a point where, you know, I won't cover it up during a flip through or something, but taking a long look at it, I'm just not comfortable doing that this week. List 36, list everything you love to do outdoors. Honestly, I think this book is plaguing me every time. My therapist and I talked about things that were directly related to this prompt. And finally I told her that I was doing this 52 list project and it had all of these prompts, and I read the prompt to her out of my journal. And, you know, I think she also believes in fate. Like, that's not an accident that this popped up when it did. And this is not an accident that this is popping up when it does. Between me saying that September I wanted to focus on physical health and me talking about how Saturday and Sunday it's supposed to be beautiful outside and I need to get outside, it's not an accident. my friends. It's just not. What does that take action say? It says, this week, think of a way to bring one of your favorite indoor activities outside. Did you know that creating and engaging in new experiences is the quickest way to achieve that feeling of fulfillment and happiness? So list everything you love to do outdoors. And tell me in the comments below, what are things that you love to do outdoors? What are things that maybe might seem unconventional that you like to do outdoors? You know, when I was a kid, and yes, I was an extremely extroverted kid as well, but there were times when you just, didn't have anybody around, and my mother was a librarian, and so I also read a lot, like voraciously. And I used to go read in an avocado tree because it was a perfect climbing tree. And it never gave us any avocados because it was a single avocado tree, and you have to have a boy and a girl avocado tree, or you have to have 2 avocado trees in order for your trees to have avocados. They have to be able to be close enough to one another to pollinate, which I didn't know till I was an adult. And I asked my mom why my climbing tree never had avocados, and she explained the birds and the bees of avocado trees to me in my 30s, which is just hysterical. But yeah, so I used to love to read up in the avocado tree. And in 7th grade, I went to boarding school. And again, I loved boarding school. It wasn't a whole situation. I actually asked to go there. But I learned very quickly that when you're at boarding school, you can't get away from people. And again, I have a really strong social battery. I like to be around a lot of people, but every 2 or 3 weeks, I would have to find a way to disconnect. And I found a tree near my dorm, and I would just go up the tree. I would just go hang out in the tree for a few hours every couple of weeks, and that's how I recharged. And I came down and was a social butterfly for another 2 or 3 weeks, and then I'd go hide in the tree if I needed to go hide in the tree. So climbing trees was a very big thing for me as a kid. Loving the things to do outdoors as an adult is a little bit different. It shouldn't be. It is. I live in the natural state. There are so many opportunities for kayaking, hiking, biking, all of the things that I never take advantage of, and probably need to get in a little bit better shape so I can start doing that. But there are some easy hikes that I can do. There's some easy, non-challenging hikes that I can do. But yeah, again, if you have any untraditional things that you like to do outside, let me know what those are. And then I forgot to put my bookmark back in so that I could easily get to this page. But that is it for the September 2nd through the 8th plan with me. If you guys like this video, you know what to do. Give it a big thumbs up. Let me know what you're buying for planner season while you're telling me about your outdoor things that you love, and I will see you in the next one.